Now let's discuss Islam and Stoicism. Have you ever given it any thought? Can you really make a difference in your life with merely inspirational quotes and sayings? The identical inspirational quotes and elegant tips are always present on YouTube, Instagram, and several other sites. They all seem to be short-term stimulants that give us motivation right away. Not that I'm arguing these words are meaningless. It goes without saying that some people were affected by these remarks and changed as a result. But I've had no luck with these. They won't work for you either, I'm sure of it. So let's examine the topic in more detail together. 21st Century Adventures. It is the 21st century. Despite having advanced to the pinnacle of technical advancement, today's population is still centuries behind in many areas, including morality, education, lack of faith, introversion, loneliness, and dissocial behavior. People who have to live together nonetheless experience a great deal of negativity in their lives. People work hard to come up with fresh ideas to make up for these shortcomings because of this. The formula for Stoicism, which has gained a lot of popularity lately, is one method that people are in demand. On every platform, you have undoubtedly encountered sayings, aphorisms, statements, and quotes that oppose this trend. Still, an individual cannot find his own way with just inspirational quotes and memorable sayings. More than just this unbelief is required for him or her to be protected, guided, and to be a beneficial member of society, as well as of oneself throughout life. A seeker must look for the direction, faith, and route that best fits their unique set of traits. To find out if any of its parts are valuable, one wants to take everything. Without a guide, though, it's possible to miss the hazards on one's way. I will discuss some similarities between Stoicism and Islam on this topic, as well as some differences. In terms of history, culture, and tenets of belief, Islam and Stoicism diverge significantly. Even so, there are certain philosophical and ethical ideas that they have in common. Let us examine the similarities and differences between Islam and Stoicism from an Islamic viewpoint, highlighting the limitations of Stoicism in everyday life and outlining how Islam addresses these issues. Faith in God, belief in God. The growth of philosophy, logic, ethics, and morality is emphasized by Stoicism. Stoics accept that the universe is a product of natural laws. It promotes living in balance with nature and taking charge of one's ideas. It seems that most Stoics view God in a pantheistic manner. Stated differently, they maintain that nature is of the utmost importance and that God's order is appropriate. Pantheism considers God to be an intrinsic, all-encompassing being, making God equal to nature. This is wholly at odds with the tenets of the Islamic faith. The significance that Islam places on the concept of monotheistic makes it stand out among other religions in terms of beliefs. Tawheed is another term for monotheism. The foundation of Tawheed is the belief that there is no other creator or God than Allah. Islam is the last divine religion, as well as the first. Respecting Allah's commands and prohibitions is imperative. Islam, so named because of this attribute, is the name of the religion of the earlier prophets, who taught similar teachings, as well as the name of the religion specifically preached by the most recent prophet. It would be extremely harmful to impute God's attributes to the natural world or the universe. Thus, it is not feasible. Nothing matters without him, really. Matter is mutable. The laws of entropy dictate that matter ages and evolves over time. This viewpoint holds that the Creator eventually grows exhausted and powerless. So, is there a chance that this applies to God? For instance, all living things in the natural world have a birth and a death. Does the Creator then pass away? No. This is a contradictory one. Later, matter was created. Eventually, the universe came into being. Because of this, nature, the cosmos, and matter all require a creator. That creator is Allah. the only one who is eternal, self-sufficient, and uncreated. Processes. Procedures. Stoicism promotes following reason rather than intuition and places a strong emphasis on self-control. Stoicism places a strong emphasis on managing unfavorable circumstances and not fretting about them. Being Stoic is like playing a game with ambiguous rules. Even though the Stoics promote adhering to reason's reasoning, it can occasionally be challenging to comprehend what this signifies in day-to-day situations. Islam is like having a life instruction manual. Because Islam addresses all facets of existence, it influences every activity a person takes, including getting out of bed in the morning and going to bed at night. By offering precise instructions found in the Quran, Islam encourages worship in order to benefit the human spirit, which is in constant contact with joys and desires. Because a person's imperfections and restlessness are typically the result of their spirit and mind working alone and without direction, Islam does not wish to fully deprive us of its desires. It is intended that they be accomplished in harmony. Life's purpose. Life's purpose. The Stoics believe that life is essentially a journey. The individual should prioritize finishing their self-development. People should concentrate on the aspects of themselves that they can influence and modify on this journey. Saying, "Just deal with it while you're angry," equates to Stoicism. Stoics encourage emotional regulation, which occasionally results in them ignoring feelings. Naturally, one needs to regulate their emotions, but over time, this careless regulation can make one feel numb. A Muslim's life is like a field where they plant new seedlings. He waits for each seed he plants in this world to sprout, grow, and ultimately bear fruit in the hereafter. Islam has a very specific goal. A Muslim's only goal in life is to win the approval of his all-powerful Creator, who made him out of nothing. And this goal surpasses all other material goals by a wide margin. It offers a Muslim a great deal of comfort, because the non-believer lives in complete darkness. Death is a terrible thing to him. Moral and ethical principles. Moral and ethical principles. Virtue, according to Stoicism, is wisdom, boldness, integrity, and moderation. For the Stoics, these four fundamental components are the secret to living a moral life. Although virtue is regarded as the highest virtue in Stoicism, these virtues serve only as a means of personal growth. Ethics and morality should always be for the individual, and man should live for himself. Even when a person who has such awareness has inner serenity, many negative emotions remain unabated. The Islamic teaching of morality is one of its most admirable aspects. Islam places a high value on morality. Morality is emphasized throughout both the Quran and the Prophet Muhammad's hadiths. Islam seeks to bring happiness to people both here on earth and in the hereafter. For this reason, just like with Stoicism, Islam recommended hundreds of additional moral ideals in addition to the four fundamental precepts of wisdom, moderation, honesty, and courage. It also forbade any behavior that would endanger members of the public. Islam is similar, like belonging to a team. Islam places a strong emphasis on community and educates people how to be beneficial members of both society and oneself. In summary, some intriguing concepts regarding strength and self-control can be found in Stoicism. However, we can characterize it as nebulous, aimless, alone, and self-indulgent. Islam, on the other hand, provides precise instructions, a robust feeling of community, and significant connections to help people live well-rounded lives and progress toward higher goals. Please take note that this video only offers introductory information. For this reason, I might suggest conducting additional in-depth research, particularly on Islam.